Hi, old beaver! Away!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Critscast. We have some more action from ETF2L's Highlander season coming up for you. Season 20. We're on to week 4 now. 2 more weeks to go, which means the table is starting to shape up. We're starting to get an idea of the teams that are competing for the playoff spots, and 2 of the teams competing for those said playoff spots are going to be playing for us tonight. In one corner, we have Kiti S. Bakenbardami, the Russian side who won Division 1 in Season 19, adding promotion back into the division. They've managed to pick up a bunch of points. They're currently sitting on 12 with 2 wins out of 3. However, they did lose against Fela Esports earlier in the season for their solitary loss. They'll be coming up against inVision, runners-up last season in the Premiership division. They too have 2 wins and 1 defeat. That 1 defeat coming up against SDCK, who currently top the table undefeated, meaning whoever takes the lion's share of the points here tonight will definitely have one big size 20 boot in the playoff spots heading into the final week. I'm CeeJaey and I'm joined by extrasolar with ArchRhythm doing the production for us tonight. Extra, inVision last week we talked about, and you said, you know, they were probably, you know, one of the best, one of the top 2 alongside SDCK. Do you think this is going to be a struggle for them? Do you think Kiti have got much to put up for them?
Well, I think historically Kiti have been very strong on Wantic, but a bit weaker than usual for their average on Coal Plant. So I think maybe this could be a free if we're really going to go that far. But I'm not sure how they've changed since last season. Of course, there were some roster changes. inVision suffering that unfortunate loss last week to Dickmans. But sometimes not too much you can do about that when you're against a team as strong as that. We're actually going into our first mid-fight here.
Yeah, the mid-fight is starting on Coal Plant. We've got Kiti in the blue and inVision in the red, and no one's actually died yet. The point is just unlocking, and finally Chupa does go down for inVision. He's the first casualty of this encounter, but very, very passive play here from both sides, taking opposite sides, and actually Manchester gets a backstab onto Stinghand, which means no sniper for Fuzzy to deal with, and he's able to just scope and shoot at whatever he wants. You just take a look at Kiti. They're playing so passive, they're giving up a lot of ground, but they're just waiting for inVision to try and get onto that point and just sort of banking on maybe getting a pick from Fuzz.
Yeah, maybe. I think this more passive playstyle might be suiting the fact I just actually noticed that there's actually Magister and Meath murking in place of Porter and Lightclaw. And Lightclaw's, you know, one of the most aggressive scouts, you know, the Highlanders seen for a very long time. Likes to play aggressive with his demo, but maybe with the with Meath on the scout, they're opting for the more passive playstyle on Coal Plant. It seems to be working out for them so far. They've gotten Dwo down, and there's no Tuber either for some cheeky plays, but inVision are just happy to just play this point as long as the clock isn't going down. But Meath does get a sneaky cap in at the end.
Yeah, I mean, they get the cap. They're just kind of just waiting, and they're just totally playing around this sniper advantage, whereas inVision preferring to play just, oh wow, a reflector from DQZ is going to take down, and wow.
Okay.
Absolute destruction there from Doi. Takes down Fuzzy and Magister. And there you go, inVision. Just like we know how they keep playing in this style, where they just walk forward and try and take the fights. And yeah, Kiti weren't prepared for that at all.
I was beginning to question their right side positioning there for a while, since they were just sat on the low ground on the roof. Like, if you put a soldier over that, then it really could punish them. But I think Kiti just didn't really exploit that to their advantage. Now we're into the suicide wave. Crime jumps in, gets nothing as the medic is so passive there in that lobby area. Eventually does come back to heal Dito back up from that bomb. Kiti are trying to get his aggression on his point right side. I think it's a bit mistimed, and they're just going to use into. It looks like a better Uber right now for the side of inVision. DQZ is going to deny all of that right there. And they've got half cap time there, so someone can come in. And Manchester actually gets 2 there. He gets the scout and the sniper, and Fuzzy will take down the heavy as well. So there should be a recap here for Kiti.
Yeah, it's so interesting, like how, you know, inVision are playing this in the sort of regular aggressive style you'd see from a Koth map, where you go forward, they're trying to cap the point, you go for the exchange, trying to get something done, and playing around their playing around sort of their combo classes. Whereas Kiti are playing just around their sniper, playing this passive style, and they're getting picks. And that's the thing, when Manchester and Fuzzy are getting these kills, it means that they're able to play off that man advantage and end up winning the fight. And then we go, Manchester gets another kill, takes down DQZ. And inVision are trying to walk forward here, but they're 2 players down, and they have to deal with that sniper and that heavy just peppering the point.
Yeah, it's only a detailed capping the point thus far, and I'm surprised it actually lived for so long. Eventually will get taken down by a reflect rocket from Sketis. very unfortunate there. But Arthas is trying his best with his scout structure and cat time here force the issue, and the combo is quite weak, but they've been used into here now from the side of Kitty. Looks like it's a better Uber for inVision in the end, though. They're getting the picks, and they do manage to hold on to the point in the end.
Yeah, Stingam does take down the demo and the heavy. Those are two classes you want out of the fight as soon as possible. And it means, you know, they're not holding forward. They're not holding forward. It's what teams seem to kind of like to do, although D2 does go down to Magister. Again, he's having a crazy game so far on this first round. Teams capping the point and backing up to this sort of back left position, you know, looking from their sort of point of view, where they just play around with the majority of their combo, have somebody playing on that shack. You've got Udka there just throwing balls around, Christmas balls. It is festive season after all, and just making sure their sniper has a sight line. And it's going to be interesting to see what Kitty decide to do to try and break this down now that they have a disadvantage.
Yeah, I think they're just going to try and force the Uber with some cat time here, but inVision, of course, don't have it yet, so it's a very interesting situation. And inVision, in response to that, is going to walk straight across the point. Crime goes down there to Stingan, so no more cap time for a while. There's a scout lurking about as well. Okay, will go down, though. And looks like inVision are just happy to force Pahan and company into the corner there. And they are coming up to the Uber just right now. Kitty on is equal. Pahan will maybe get his Uber inside. No, he drops! He drops to the pipes from D-Toad. I think it was on like,
just trying to milk it a little bit too long there, I feel. Could have used and maybe gone forward with the players that they had out. They are going to cap, and you know the way it works in King of the Hill, if you have control of the point, your spawns are slower than the other teams. Because they come to that point, their medic is going to have that longer spawn now. So Jorge has a 40% advantage at the time of talking. However, we do have Citrus with a level 3 in the doorway, and this is something that happens on Warmtick and is people hate, because it's so easy to just spam that point as engineer. It's very difficult to take down. He's taken down D-Toad with it. Sketis is stood in front just blocking the spam, and he's blocking the point with this sentry. Finally, Tuba goes in and gets the sap, and it will go down, but it's cost so many lives and the life of their medic, as Meath is on a 4 kill streak.
Yeah, the power of the Wrangler coming into effect there. You know, you press your mouse 2 button, suddenly you got 650 health. It's very annoying to deal with when you got this just railgun tanking the point. And with the engineer for inVision being on minis, there's not really too much contest it right now, and you know it's gone way in Kitty's favour.
But all we can do is everyone spam it, but ideally you need your spy to deal with it. And if your spy's not in position or is dead, then you're going to have a really tough time trying to deal with it, unless, you know, they make the mistake of keeping it open and keeping the sniper, you know, focused on it. But inVision are actually going to take this for free. I have no idea why Kitty are playing so passive. They lost Shock, their demo. They have a huge Uber advantage, and they've just let them cap for free.
Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe they were just a bit scared of things happening to their medic there. I mean, but they really shouldn't have been. Like, there was nobody in position apart from Trooper there, and all you got was the demo. You want to be, and they still had their gun as well. Granted, it was only level 1, but you know, it's still a Wrangler. You got something like doing damage on the point there, isn't your demo? And it's so passive as well that it's just very difficult to spam from the other side. Like, it's so far in that shutter. Rambosaur's actually behind in the shutter, and now on the ramp area. He's getting a flank here, but Sketches is on him, so he might die in the end. And we only got 3 seconds left on the time for inVision. As Kitty are trying their very best to go in. Lots of frags going in their favour, but they still haven't got much cap time. They're getting the point in the end. I was scared it was going to decay to nothingness there, even with 3 alive.
Yeah, it was absolute carnage, Extra. But the thing is, they managed to, like, Shock just launched forward, and Jorge ended up dying. And because of how long it took for Kitty to clean up everybody, it meant that the spawns from inVision were sort of really delayed. So they do have an Uber advantage, but inVision just going straight for the point here, and if Kitty play this right, then they're going to, you know, extend it long enough to maybe have an Uber in play, but they're taking a while. GDJ's gone down, Barthis has gone down in reply. Actually, Aggression coming in, Crime jumps forward, Dwo jumps forward, and inVision cap it, and somehow they just take this first round, but double overtime, man.
Yeah, it was just the heavy had to commit early because of the people on the capping. He was expecting his team just to be with him there. Shock was a little bit late to the party, he was denying the point there, and unfortunately that, like, you know, went in inVision's favour for them. It was a really, like, it was quite cool for him to take the fight. He doesn't have his team to support him.
Yeah, just it was interesting. It came down to the small details about who you kill and where. First casualty of this fight is going to be Meath, though, as he goes down to the rockets of Dwo. You're going to have to explain to me later this lineup from Kitty, though, because Crime on Soldier and not Demo, and Meath on Scout, It's very, very different to what I'm used to from these players. But I guess maybe they've got players missing and they're mixing and matching.
Yeah, I believe Lightclaw and Porter are not here, so Magister and Meath are indeed mercs. So that's how it's going for them. Maybe it's maybe it's why they're playing so passive, because they haven't got the Lightclaw scout.
I mean, you see right there. That was the issue about playing this passive role. Stinghand wins the sniper v sniper against Fuzzy, and because of that, they have no pressure to do anything because no one else is in a position. It's almost like you're solely relying on that artillery in the back lines to get you all of the kills. And once that artillery is dealt with, there's no one else in a forward enough position to have an influence in the game. And inVision just literally just stand on the point and Kitty back off. And we're in the situation now where everyone on Kitty is extremely passive and they're just healing Fuzzy, and he goes down to Sting, and again he's on a 3-kill streak. So I'm not saying they're out of ideas, I'm just saying that Magister was on an absolute spree in that first game and created a lot of openings, but as he's not really doing that at this particular moment and Fuzzy's dying, no one else, I mean, they get forced as well, so far back.
Yeah. I mean, this is just some terrible Uber. I think in the end the force will come in from Crime there, but I think really it was more of a counter. He's on their scouts trying to expand to spawn. He's got a scout on him right now. It goes on. Meath is trying his best to defend, and I think actually he will repel the invader of Utka. The Rap Assassin versus a pistol fight happens in the end there, but I don't really think, maybe a bit ambitious there for Utka. But
I mean, it's Christmas. You gotta hope with the Christmas spirit, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to use the power of holidays just to be in your favour. But it didn't quite work out in the end. And I think now it's equal Ubers. I think they're going to try and walk across the point. And Crime does bomb across, but gets absolutely eliminated by DQZ and Barfez. Yeah.
DQZ with that reflect it literally hits like the thing at the top, but the hand's gone down to Dito. So I mean, I'm calling Kitty out for not pressuring forward as a team. They do that and they lose their medic. So, I mean, it's a step in the right direction, but 2 steps back as well. And they've lost a lot of people. They got a lot of cap time, but it's really pointless.
And said again.
Oh dear, was Dwyman spawned?
Yeah, he must have. No, he was on the teleporter, I think. He was just in lobby and then banned to Telly alone and just wasn't called.
Soldiers on this map.
Yeah. And he gets Crime as well.
Detriment. Wow, he's just cleaning up.
Oh, I don't know what to say. Dwo's just farming.
Yeah, I mean, if a soldier gets behind, it means your flank's either, and you don't know about it. I mean, it means your flank's not called it, and if he's around in lobby just killing people left, right, and center, then it's not going to be good. And you take a look at the moment, Kitty are walking really far forward. Pahan is quite far forward, but inVision have that Uber. They've gone forward. Oka has gone down. Great headshot from Fusky is actually going to probably save his team a little bit there. And Pahan with the arrows to keep Crime alive. This is going to turn into a DM battle. Crime jumps forward. He's just gunned down by 6 members of inVision who are all in that corner. They will get the cap here, but again, at what cost? They've lost a few players, and I reckon inVision will just push back here, or even try and go for the force on Pahan.
Yeah, they're going for the top right play now. I know that people bottom left. It's a really easy play for Singhan to get outside onto people. And look, they're completely locked behind this corner now. Fuzzy dies as well, so Singhan has complete control over this entire side of the map. And there's nothing the Kitty can do about this. And
they're
comes
trying
in
to
the
defend,
end.
but nice bomb there from Crime. Actually gets 2. Takes down the Heavy and the Pyro. So, that does mean quite late spawns on those 2 for inVision. But with an Uber in play, Jorge has to... Oh, wow. Pipe from Dito. Will he get the air pipe on the invisible spy? He won't. But it's... that was a much more calm round.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to put just... I think inVision have worked out the Kitty strategy, which is just putting all the eggs in one basket in Fuzzy. So they're just giving Singhan the heals, giving him all of the heals in the world, and then whenever they have a slight advantage, they'll just walk forwards. And they can't do anything about it due to their passive playstyle, Kitty.
Yeah, I mean, Fuzzy and Magister have been doing great jobs. So you can see the amount of points they've got, but at the same time, so have Chupa and Stinghand. The difference is the rest of their team are walking forward, and Dwo and Stinghand actually died very early on. Kitty being much more aggressive on this round. This is what we like to see, and they've got a couple of kills, and they've... I think they're actually going to win this mid-fight because it looks like inVision rolling out on the opposite side.
Oh, this wrangle though. This wrangled sentry just causing chaos on the point. Like the scout just gets melted by it. Pahan's died to a pipe from Dito. I think that was over the roof. Like, there's just not much you can do about that. And Dwo also gets Crime as well. So this really aggressive mid-fight isn't going to go in their favour in the end.
Was that like Curse of the Caster? Did I call that way too early?
It's alright. I was about to say, you know, it's really bad to playing the same play style for all of your cough mats, because by the time the third round rolls around, you're just going to be figured out by the other team, and they try something different and get completely like destroyed. So like, I don't know, maybe inVision are just playing the map better. It's not their play style at all.
Yeah, I mean they got early picks, but it was just that wrangled sentry in the main area, getting the kill on the scout, stopped the cap pressure, and then that just meant everyone in Vision could just look at a different area. And big sacks coming in here from me, from Crime Shock, trying to get something on the medic, but they can't. Jorge is unmoved by that and not worried. Sting, and just getting the eyes onto Bahan there, you know, just having him in his sights, not quite getting the shot. But Bahan is going to be at about 60%. Shupa is lurking. Oh, doesn't get the kill though. Gets spotted out just in time. But yeah, I mean, this is all just playing into inVision's hands. They can just sit and wait, and they're not too worried. Jorge is just chilling there with the 100% Uber.
Yeah, there's just pretty much, you know, nothing they can really do until they get their own Uber themselves, really. Kitty, all of their sacks have been failing so far. I think they've like got maybe, I'll call it half a force that they had to use an Uber for. And like, you know, Barber is a complete control of his pyro of this area. They do actually get the Uber in the end, so it will be a trade. Better Uber coming out for Kitty, but they've actually lost 2 in the process, the Sniper and Pyro. And Shock is all alone on the point here, just gets surfed by Barber's minigun. Meath goes down, Pan's in Shutter alone, he's got no one to heal. And again, just complete control of the map from inVision.
Yeah, Magister manages to get 2 really, really important kills. He gets Rambasaur and gets the sap on the sentry, and also then takes down Stingan. So that pesky level 3 being wrangled from the doorway, out of the question, and so is the sniper. But Detoad going down to the reflect pipe from Sketis, who, according to his name, is active. So
yeah.
The active player taking down the inactive player. Let's not talk about the incontinent engineer.
Yeah.
But
maybe
goes down
get
to
some meds
Stingan
for
there.
that.
Yeah, actually both snipers getting medics there, I think.
Yeah, that was like, I think 2 body shots in the end there, like just crazy flag zapping on the point, and that'll be actually a cap for Kitty in the end, but I'm not sure how long it'll be going down for, because they've got much worse spawns. But you know, the inVision just aren't in the general vicinity of the point yet. They've only just gotten over to it, so maybe there can be some contesting happening. But no, Shock and Fuzz have been just killed by Detoad and Woe, so.
Yeah, see, this is what inVision do. It doesn't matter what map it is. They just decide to go forward and just take the DM fight. Magister slips in somehow unnoticed and gets the backstab onto Jorge there. Absolutely crazy. So maybe a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, the pick classes right now are just completely like putting Kitty in a backpack and carrying them across this server. Like I think maybe it's like one upside to playing so passive is that you get the aggression out from the other team, and then your pick classes can do a bit more work. But well, Fuzzy weren't doing that for a while because he's been taken down by Utka. They got the sentry and the shutter there, and Kitty has. They're going to try and mount some cap time with that. Detoad is in, actually got his team with him now, so not too much. Dwo's gone over completely unchecked, forces Pahan. This is not good.
Oh, and he gets out.
Yeah,
he gets out and he lives.
Oh dear.
That's criminal, that is. I just have to say that they're going to get the cap, but they're going to lose this.
Yeah.
And it's just because of what Detoad and Dwo are doing right now. And then we go, Stinger gets the kill on Span. They're just walking forward and fighting. Like, they do not care what's going on. Even when there's an Uber in play, they're aggressive. But the only thing that Kitty have been able to do so far is when they play off of a pick from Magister or from Fuzzy. Whereas inVision just go forward and just try to take the fight and DM it. And that's why they're taking this 3-0. I mean, there was a moment where Kitty had this Uber advantage and were pushing out, and Utka just W's into them, just W's in, and he takes down Fuzzy and he takes down Shock to about half HP. So then they have to wait and heal up their demo, and it's this all just kind of stuff where it could be, you know, if there was a bit more synergy, and maybe that's just it. Maybe this combination of players, he's saying that they're missing a couple, maybe that could be the difference.
Yeah, maybe. I think, you know, Lightclaw is definitely quite feared on the cough maps. But, you know, I'm not sure if it's as relevant now, because obviously we got a different demo this season, the way of Shock. I mean, it was usually Crime on demo in previous seasons for Kitty. So or Bob and Boshi on Soldier, so they have a bit more synergy going. But I know Lightclaw is just like, he's a beast on cough. And I'm wondering if this will really hinder their warm tick play style, because I think there was like a log like last season, or like season before that, when like it must have been the season before, because like Kitty was still in Prem, I think they still had Poker on heavy, and he took like 6% heals, and Lightclaw and Crime got 20% each. You know, like I'm not sure if maybe Meath has the same playstyle as Lightclaw, the same DM. I'm not sure if they're able to quite play the same way, so I'm not sure how they're going to cope with Warmtic against inVision, who seem to be just emulating the aggressive cough styles of days gone by.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's going to be interesting. I'm taking a look at the logs right now, and I'm trying to see where, I mean, Warmtic snipers do rule, and so do soldiers. And while I'd say that kind of looks a little bit more promising for Kitty, the fact that Fuzzkey and Crime were the top fraggers for their team with 16 and 15, it doesn't spell amazingly, because on the other side of the coin, Duo is the one who got the most kills. 26 in just 16 minutes. Stingan didn't do too badly with the 19, just sandwiching between, and Bath is there with the 22 kills, only dying 6 times. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's hard to pick apart something to take from this. And I just think if they play in the same way that they did before, just waiting for the picks, that's not going to work well against a team like inVision, where they're more than happy to just W in and take the fights just straight face. They're comfortable, they're confident with their DM, and they're happy to just take the fight 1v1 constantly until they win it. Against other teams who are a little bit more slow, perhaps you can play that slower pace. But I think against inVision, they're going to definitely have to switch things up a bit for this map.
Oh yeah, especially without Lightclaw, putting the brakes on the pushers across the point. Like, we've all just seen, like, I always love to watch Kitty with like Lightclaw and Poker on this map, because they would just sit behind in the corner, and then Crime and Lightclaw would just do their thing running around the point. And they did like the passive play style, but then they had like 3 or 4 players that were just playing really quick and getting all the frags.
I lost this map to Kitty at LAN.
Yeah.
It was the only map we dropped at Copenhagen Games this year. Like we played against them. I think it was the upper bracket final, and we won one map quite comfortably. And then we came onto this map and we thought, yeah, cool, like Warmtic. But they played it insanely well. And like you said, Poker had really good positioning. Fuzzkey got a ton of kills, and Lightclaw was just, going in and around and doing things. But a lot of those players aren't here with us today. So, those ones who are here are going to have to step up. It'd be interesting if they do play in the same style.
Well, I'd love to see that. Like a game on our hands, because there wasn't really much like contest after the first round from Kitty. inVision just had them completely figured out. There's always the first round, which is a bit cagey. Teams are feeding each other up a little bit, but then inVision just instantly thought, right, okay, they're just going to sit passive, and we take down the 3 players that are like causing us problems, and then we can just punish the people that are passive and just walk forwards. And that is inVision's element. That's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to sit passive in a corner and just take spam and do on-water bombs. That's what they. It's what really made the game against SCK last week a lot closer than it really would have been otherwise. So I think inVision really favourites to win this. I'd like to be surprised by Kitty, but I can't see happening. I see Reneka change her pace style.
I love that. I'm looking at the midpoint and I see the stickies being traded over, and there's just this random guillotine that just lands on the midpoint. Like, didn't quite reach his destination, but Crime is going to be the first casualty. Duo, top fragger in the previous game, and it's an RR. That was a bait, guys.
It's alright.
Cheeky Christmas bait.
Warm-up round.
Yeah. That wasn't real. That was fake.
No one saw it. So
no one saw it. I don't even know what you're talking about. It's just
what?
Yeah.
RR? What's an RR, CeeJaey?
It means ready.
Ready.
That's what I say when I'm ready to cast Highlander, because I love Highlander. Right?
Yeah. Let's get some Highlander enthusiasm in the chat, boys.
For those of you just joining us, it is week 4 of ETF2L season 20. We're casting the game between Kitty's bakenbardami and inVision. inVision taking the first map, Coal Plant 3-0, in quite comfortable fashion after a pretty sketchy and tight close round. The next 2 were pretty one-sided. Both sides currently sitting on 12 points after 3 games. But a victory here for inVision would definitely put them pretty much in the top 3 for the playoffs heading into the last week. Kitty, though, will definitely need to get a result on this map as we're entering Warmtic. inVision swapping colours just to confuse us all and give Arch some more work. They'll be in the blue with Kitty in the red. Extra Shock is actually faster than Detoad.
Yeah, Shock is the fastest man alive at this point. Like, now it's very damage. Like, the cards confused me as well, because I thought Detoad was faster, but then I just noticed they swapped afterwards, so, it's good there. Nice, very confusing game mode for everybody. As right now, we just see the territories...
Look where Fuzzy is! Look where Fuzzy is! He went underneath! That's the cheekiest thing I've seen!
Oh my god.
He walks under hard scopes and kills Stinger. That is nuts.
That's BM. Like, I'm sorry, there's no other way to put that. Like,
I mean, has any sniper,
No.
we got Prem snipers watching this surely, has anyone ever on Warmtick rolled out underneath the point? That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm doing that next time with Sniper actually, that's quite funny.
I mean, it worked,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
they're getting
like,
kills.
Next time they'll just put the mini like actually in under, I guarantee it. Hey, if it gets a sniper pick, it works. But right now we got both out sitting 100% at Uber. But the flank is currently down, and Fusky's only just respawning for Kitty. So inVision can take their chance, walk across the point. Barfus actually gets focused out on that blue crate. Won't be in the fight for a while, but GDJ is actually on the low ground, so we don't take much advantage of that heavy. Crime is doing his best to get some space on the point, but look at this aggressive Uber used in by Kitty. Jorge has to use so very late there. It's just not going to get much done. But I thought the gun was going to fire everybody there, but it gets focused. And yeah, very unsuccessful push coming in from the inVision. No, the Kitty, sorry.
Yeah, the colours, isn't it? It's confusing
Yeah,
me as well.
it's bad.
But they do actually get a couple of kills, and it looks like Kitty maybe maybe get the point. I mean, Stinger's popping off a little bit. He does die. But I like the aggressive Uber coming out of Kitty there. The fact that they were like, okay, we've got Uber, and we want to try and get the point here. They just Ubered in and took that trade, and now off of the back of the kills they got earlier, they are getting it. I mean, Stingan and Barthes are dead. Those are the only picks that they've got at the moment. But this is a much more aggressive playstyle. I'm liking what I see. Fuzzy with a lot of space, and Sket is trying to just keep Chupa at bay, which at the moment he is. He's found him now. Just keeping him away from his sniper. He's like, no backstabbers for you. And now it's inVision's turn to maybe be the aggressors.
Magister gets signed to death by Stingan there, and Fuzz gets vetoed. Stingan actually will take down Shock as well, so no demos in play for either team. But the scout is on the point for Kitty and me. For the colours, CeeJaey. It's the colours there.
It's we're just simple casters. Please don't swap the colours. It confuses us.
I mean, the brains aren't big enough to handle it.
No. So wait, it's inVision capping the point now.
Yeah.
But it's
inVision.
Kitty who are red. They're in the lead.
Yeah.
We know what's going on.
Yeah, we're well in tune with our Premiership TF2L casting skills. Yeah, okay,
Chupa
Chupa,
just
yeah.
slips in. Yeah, he's
Names
so
are
aggressive.
easier than colours.
Yes.
Oh, this
Chupa's
Sentry.
team just got a kill.
This Chupa's
Now
team.
Magister got a kill for his team.
Yeah,
Look,
Magister
Chupa-
versus
right.
Chupa.
Chupa he's uncloaking in the same spot, and if he gets another kill, I'm gonna be really sad. No,
Yeah.
he's cloaking behind.
Yeah, okay. He might get another kill though if he goes back to that spot.
Yeah, I mean, but if he'd got another kill from that spot, I would have been kind of like, guys,
He was over like 20 seconds straight. No one looked at it, but Okay, the trade's happened. Something's happened that isn't Chupa. There we go. And no one's looking at the gun. It's finally getting shot.
I think, Kitty are going to get the cap.
Yeah,
They've got so much cap time, and
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure why inVision was so passive there. Like they had the gun, and it was only getting spammed a little bit. But Stinger's gone into Banana and killed Shock, and there's no heavy, no demo, no pyro, and literally the only person. Actually, Crime does get the gun, and Magister gets Jorge. So this actually works somehow.
oh my god, I was just seeing a Detoad just flying in. Yeah, like I felt like inVision were just a little bit questioning themselves for a second there. Like there was so much cap time on the point they didn't need to use because they still had it, and Kitty weren't really pressing the issue, but they used their Uber first in order to try and get across the point and get stuff done. And it's only again because of individuals getting the kills that they sort of equalize things out a little bit.
Chupa's in the same spot.
He's in the same. He gets it again. Oh.
Just check it, please.
Crime jumps in and he shoots one rocket, and he doesn't go for Jorge. He's actually going for other players, which isn't that bad of a choice. It looks like Magister, he is gonna get, and he gets the sap as well. He gets Stinger, he gets the sap, he gets away, he does a little jump over the dispenser. Oh, he's parkouring across this map. He's getting kills, he's getting saps.
Magister doing his surf maps.
Yeah, he's still alive. We're just watching the spies at the moment. I'm just thinking, like, inVision, yeah, they're going to use the Uber here. Pahan, very not close to Uber at all, and it's just destruction. Duo gets a couple of kills. DQZ is going to chase down Pahan and grill him alive. And Uka's so far forward, he's going to clean up Fuzzy as well. So what was looking fairly promising for Kitty at one moment, it just turned into inVision having an advantage, pushing forward and winning the game.
CeeJaey actually got a 3k afterwards there, so D-Toad and DQZ are down with over 5 seconds. So maybe they can make something work. They might even catch up Kraut. I actually know he's going to go back to Banana over his heels. So no demo when they're holding Banana. There's only really the sniper looking at the point currently. And he's alone in Banana there, so there's going to be a lot of cap time coming down at least for the side of Kitty, which they definitely need right now. There's 6 seconds left on the clock. They will get it in the end, and the Ubers aren't quite in play yet, but they've lost 2 to get that cap. Chupa and Barfis are the only casualties for the side of inVision. They're just going to try and get some more cap time right away with this advantage.
Yeah, I mean, a very sensible and winning strat is often to just let the enemy team capture the point, make sure that they lose a few bodies trying to do it, and then just recapture it when your respawns are faster. And Pahan, oh, he's at 84%. He's fairly weak. DQZ's on the chase, but Crime is trying to protect him. Don't touch my Pahan. It's going to cost him his life, but the question is Pahan going to get a charge in time? inVision got 5 seconds left on the cap.
He does get it, but they've got no one to cap. They got no one to cap the point. Oh.
He was Ubered. He couldn't cap.
Yep. Just not enough players in the end, and yeah, as you said, the winning strategy is just to let them just feed onto the point for cap time and then go straight back in because you've got superior numbers, you've got superior position because they had to use those players to do that. You've just got everything going for you, and inVision using their advantages right now into perfection, really.
At the moment, both maps have had fairly close first rounds. Oh, Duo! No, Pahan looked him dead in the eyes and was like, no. And he didn't take any damage. That's when you feel like a Chad when you're a medic. When the enemy just misses all the shots. That's the one moment. Chupa goes to the same spot he's been uncloaking for the past 5 minutes.
This is like the 5th time he's gotten a shot from doing this. I lost count.
I'm waiting for Magister to uncloak and get an Assassin's Creed jump stab on Jorge. But Jorge's very well protected. He's actually playing on the little ridge above the tunnel. He's going to go for it. He goes for Sting and actually gets the kill. It will cost him his life, but that's not a bad kill. And actually, take a look at Meath. He's the one trying to get the cap time. He's the one trying to enforce the issue. Crime walking forward as well. Does take down DQZ, so somehow, despite having less players, Kitty are the one...
Yeah, they got on the fourth as well.
Yeah, they're the one who's pressing forward. Pressing W.
Yeah, like it's, better late than never in this case. They've actually managed to get a good midway out of it. And look at this, they got much better picks in inVision, but Uka's in, and he's just getting everyone. And he's going to wrap Assassin Shock to death. But Jorge, he's overextended and Skates just comes behind him. Oh, this is just... CeeJaey, what's going on? Like, what's everyone doing?
It's carnage. I was loving the wrap Assassin kill. I'm feeling...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, every day, that's my Christmas present for today. On the... What day is it today? Hang on, I'm going to sing. On the 12th day of...
Yeah, it was election day, CeeJaey. Come on, get ahead
Yeah,
of
course it was. But 12th day of Christmas... I don't know what you're supposed to get on the 12th day of Christmas, but in reality, it was a wrap Assassin kill.
No, that's the only present that I want this year.
Yeah. Bahan died again. So what was an advantage, because Jorge got grilled there by Sketis, is now a disadvantage. And look, the Kitty, this is the point where they should be throwing bodies forward. This is the point where they should be saying, hey, you guys want to capture the point, but it's going to cost you 2-3 kills to do it. They're going to have to actually fight for it. But at the moment, they're not even contesting it. And this way, inVision, they're going to be able to get the cap and back off. And actually, this is still technically the mid-fight.
Yeah. This is the
I just realised that.
We had all these last season, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think was it you who was casting the weekly Thursday game? It was like a 5-minute mid fight against.
Yeah.
Like
I can't remember who it was against.
Oh, was it against HL Pugs? I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
It might have been. Yeah.
Yeah, like the monkey mode offshoot, but yeah, like finally the point's capped. Like,
That's just purgatory, just the never-ending mid-fight.
Yeah, well, we have got a time limit at least on this round, so not going to be all night now.
That is true, and it is actually inVision taking the lead on this second round. Look, Magister is going in behind. He hasn't been spotted. Jorge turns around just in time and actually gets forced there. Magister getting up close and personal, but that does mean Pahan is going to have a much better Uber, and Sketis is on the charge, walking forward, but DQZ is just going to push them away. Crime and Magister leaping forward is going to cause Jorge to die, but It's going to cost 3-4 players, maybe even more by the time this cap is done. And again, you see the difference. Kitty get the med kill, despite having they had a huge Uber advantage to get the med kill, but instead of just being happy with that and regrouping, they lose 4 players for it. And now when the capture goes down, they have worse respawns. And inVision, they know that, and they're going to walk forward and they're just going to take the point, and they're going to be the ones to chase for kills. Look how far forward they are in comparison.
Yeah, I think Kitty are really missing Lightcore here because they're playing the heavy like with the combo, and yeah, he's getting a lot of kills, but he's soaking up loads of heals on his demo.
Man melt to kill!
The man melt to kill! It happened. The Australian Smithmas update weapon from like 2004 gets the kill.
I mean, Fuzz got a kill onto a body shot onto Jorge, but I'm sorry, Fuzz, I don't really care. The man melter kill is the highlight. A man melter med kill. It's all the M's you could want.
It's like the Pyro theory, isn't it? I mean, if the other Pyro's running Detonator, you just run the man melter, and then you just get like 10 million crits. Yeah. That's my theory anyway.
This is untapped territory, I think, and DQZ is the pioneer.
No one has ever done that before.
It does mean that inVision are going to be again in a situation where they've just got a slim advantage because of the fact that they held onto the point. Does mean that Bahan had a kind of a faster respawn. But again, Meath is doing this job of just trying to get camp time, but he's not being supported by anyone else. And often, there you go, he kind of gets baited and gets killed. Magister using the same spot that was Chupa was using, but it's because of the fact that inVision are so aggressive that he gets another kill. Yeah, they're just kind of baiting each other almost. You know, there are certain players who are trying to get aggressive, but not help.
Chupa was just stood on the bridge where his over out for like 10 seconds, and no one looked at him. Eventually Meath will find him in the end, but you know, like Kitty, like it'll do him. Like finally Singen goes down, being dominated by Magister. So it's not the snipers being the thorn on the side of Kitty, it's just the sheer aggression from the 8 remaining players. Barfis goes down to 3rd, that's an opening pick. But look at this, I've had to use Uber so early to get across the point, and Jorge's just quite happy to just retreat into Banana and go back on his scout. Utka now is going to start cleaning house.
There are a couple of players down. A kill either way could actually help here. And there you go, Crime and GDJ are going to get Utka and Jorge. So no heals for inVision. They've lost a lot of players here. Bahan has lived, although Chupa and Detoad are both behind. Spy behind, you kind of guess, but a demo behind, it's a little bit of a rare occurrence. She's going to get cleaned up by me. Barthis is so aggressive on the point
It's just the demo win. Like, you can get away with doing that because it was just one player. And
I bet he had a shock. I'm sorry, it had to be done. It had to be done. You remember when we had the wrangled level 3s on Coldplant? Well, wrangled minis and level 3s are kind of annoying on this. When you get them in Banana, which is exactly what Rambussel was doing, and just defended the point for so long, Detoad with a couple of kills as well. Shock is in, he will surely get cleaned up there, but he does take down Detoad, so maybe a chance with the heals here, with no heals on the side of inVision. But no, they don't stand on the point extra.
Yeah, it's just the passive playstyle is just really coming back to bite them. This is so reminiscent of the last round, on the second round, sorry, on Coldplant, when it's just the playstyle's been figured out. You know, inVision like they know what's going on. Like the only mistakes that I've really seen them make big time is like the Uber into Banana, and then getting like their medic chased through drop down, and they don't care if the med goes down because they've got like 8 other players who can just walk forward and like deny the space. Their pilots
I feel like
so
they've
safe.
been getting the kills. That's the thing.
Yeah. Like they've been Kitty been getting the kills required to push this, but they're just they're not pushing as a complete unit, and they're getting separated by the air blast and the spam coming out. And I say that actually they are beginning to make a little bit of a push onto this, but they've just lost so many players. It's like the aggression's good, but Bahan's caught in. Well,
is that a guillotine kill as well? Magister manages to get Stinghan. I mean, the thing is, at the start of that mid fight, the first kill came for Kitty. You know, Fuzzkey managed to get the headshot onto Detoad, and you would think a demo out of the fight, that's a huge opening for you. You should go forward, and if like you said, if they'd walked together, you know, walked across the point together as a unit, they would have got something. Bahan goes down there.
Okay, that Pan goes down to the pipe anyway, so it's not quite as unfortunate. Like, DQZ was just hiding in the apartments, like by drop down, gets spotted by the pyre and like gets launched out by something on his jetpack and then flies into the combo. But Pan died already, so you know that embarrassment was avoided. And it's another reset right now. inVision are just sat behind the point, waiting for things to happen. They've got their Uber, they're only down their NG Scout and their Spy right now.
But they're doing this hold in banana now. The banana hold, which you know is used a lot in sort of these more passive situations. They've got their team set up there. They've got their combo, they've got their sniper, and Stinger has great sideline. And it kind of forces Kitty to mix up what they've been doing, and they're trying to maybe even contest it from banana, which seems a little bit strange.
He's just in window, and he just that's actually such a chant play.
What is that angle? That is huge.
That's like. They baited them completely. Kitty went into banana without their sniper, so then inVision were like, oh, we can just sit in banana without sniper, we are fine. And then just Fuzz just walked onto the crate and just domes the med. That's actually like a million IQ play right there.
If I had a hat on, I'd have to eat it, you know, like, or at least eat my words. I need to eat something. You know, just I was about to say to Kitty, what are you doing? Why are you contesting a sniper from your banana when your sniper's not with you? And then Fusky's going for the 500 IQ play, like, yoink, I'm going to drop your med.
Yeah, I mean, it works. I mean, like, they even, like, put the heavy out there just to, like, bait the shot as well. Like, I'm liking this from inVision. Like, now they're actually playing on the point. I like this a lot. Like, they got the medic and banana, they got people on the point. You know, they can look nice and stuff. Trooper actually trick stabs Meath there, I think, so... It's an F in chat, boys. One for the Spy frag move. He manages to get Rambosaur in turn. And inVision, you know, they got the heavy outside drop down. He's taking some damage.
Die. He's gonna get backstabbed.
Really? Oh,
no,
the heavy. But DQZ's in, and he forces him with a backburner.
Is he using jetpack and backburner now? Is this like HLPugs.tf in the early days after Jungle Inferno, where every pyro was just jetpack and backburner? Just okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I do in HR Pugs in current time, so, you know.
I mean, actually, you know what, despite all of this going on, Kitty are actually about to be in the league. DQZ flies in and he flies out again. He is just the aerial pyro around. Stinger's just trying to headshot things, and he does get crime, but technically Kitty are in the lead on this final round, despite them losing...
Yeah, it's a short-lived lead, but
yeah,
I was going to say, CeeJaey, you could say that DQZ is being an aero.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Well, we had one dad joke this game. We had to we had to level the playing field.
Oh gosh, I'm craving an arrow now.
Actually,
I haven't had one of them in years.
Yeah. Anyway, TF2.
Tuba's on a 5 kill.
Yeah.
5k. 5 kill streak.
The kill streak thing. It's like
yeah.
I don't know,
the number said 5. He's getting a lot of kills. The thing is, he's still alive. He's getting kills and he's not being punished for it. You know, he's picking people off, and either he's not being called or people aren't turning around enough. But you know, inVision have bled a couple of players. There we go. Tuba does die to Citrus, and Stinger does go down to
surely
Fusky,
they're going to cap this now. Surely, like there's no sniper.
There is an Uber in play from Jorge. Magic just creeping up behind. Oh, Jorge, it was just in time. But hands at 96, 97, 98, 99.
He gets it in the end. And Jorge is in all sorts of trouble. Oh no, he's going to get chased. He's going to die. Barfus is trying his best to save things, but he couldn't do anything in the end there. He will actually get taken down there by Fuzz saving his medic there. So no heavy, no pyro, no medic for the side of inVision. This is surely a cap. It goes down in the end. Draw is sitting a window, but you know, it's still advantage inVision. 30 seconds left on their clock, and you know, a minute 20.
I mean, this is big for Kitty's playoffs. I mean, if they want to have any chance of getting to the playoffs, they kind of need to get some points here. If they don't, then it's going to be a real big struggle, and they're going to have to totally rely on other results.
Especially with the SCK game they got coming up. I mean, Failure have already played SCK, haven't they? I believe. So
yeah.
So you know, they've got easier matches. So it's really good chance to poach that third spot off of them in the end here. But inVision, you know, they just basically wiped them from a disad.
They just walk in. They just walk in. I mean, that's the thing. There's amazing play by Kitty going forward. You know, people getting picks here and there. Magister getting spotted out, but he does live. Nope, he gets killed. But inVision, they're just happy with walking forward. And like I said, I've said this every time I've casted them this season. They just like to walk forward and take the fights. And on some maps, it works really, really well. And they've shown it here. And, you know, Kiti are in the situation where they're trying to walk forward. They have to enforce the issue. And in this instance, inVision have the U, and they're going to use it. That's going to be 2 3-0s. Due to the rule changes a few seasons ago, it did mean that if you had a 3-2 golden cap win, you'd be able to get some points for losing a KOF map. But inVision didn't even drop a single round in this exchange, meaning they get the full 6 points. I don't know. I'm not looking at the table, but off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure that
it's 12, 12, 12, 18.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure on 18 points now, they can't be caught up by anybody. It does mean that they are basically in the playoffs. I think them and STCK are pretty much guaranteed at this point. Kiti will have to, I don't know, they'll have to win and hope some results go their way. It's going to be a real big mess if Kiti beat STCK in the final week. So we'll have to see that when it comes. But
because right now we've got the Failure actually have won their fixture against Multinational Massacre Reborn as well. So the table's going to be 18-18, 18-12. With the bottom 2 teams, a Spy and Bucks team sitting on the old 0 points. But their points will be cherished by the rest of the table right now. I mean, we have, I think it's a 3-horse race once again for playoffs, but, you know, one of the horses is a little bit smaller than the others now with Kitty sitting on those 12 points, and especially, like, you know, as you said, relying on other results and against Dickman's next week. I'm on week 5. Sorry, I'm not too sure. Oh wait, next week is week 5.
No. Yeah, next week is week 5.
It's
the
Christmas.
Final week. Christmas, yeah. So 2 questions. I mean, looking at the table as it is right now, you know, those top 3 teams almost guaranteed to go into the playoffs. It's gonna, like I said, Kitty need to get sort of a 6-point swing in their favor against SCCK, so they have to win the final map, which is Upward, I think, or Badwater. Steel. Oh, okay, so Steel. Do you think potentially they can do it in that final week?
It's Russians. It's Russians on Steel.
Yeah.
It's Russians on Steel. You never know what can happen.
You never know. So I mean, there is still a chance. My more pressing question would be, given the teams that are currently in the positions, do you think Kitty had a chance of getting into playoffs this season? Do you think legitimately, if they had, you know, different players available on the certain days, whether they could have got points in any of these games?
Oh yeah, like I think they could have certainly, you know, gotten some. Well, I think they had a good running at the start of the season. You know, they 6-0'd the Spy, which was, you know, unexpected really. They were expecting to get at least a round off of them. But then, like, getting 6-0'd by Failure, I think that's really set them up to fail for their playoff spot this season. Because, you know, we said, I think we actually casted that was going to be a 6-pointer in the end. But, you know, if they could have taken the map off them, but I think Failure in the end they are the stronger team, so they're going to get the playoff spot in the end. But I never get Failure against. I think Failure got like easy matches. Okay, no, it's just inVision next week. But yeah, they just played against Bucks team this week, so that was like a clean 6 points for them. I think maybe, you know, had they had Lightclaw, it might have been a bit of a different story tonight, because I think that put a dent in their play style of having their heavy away from combo. They were forced to have to take a lot of heals, and while he did do a lot of work for them, I just think that, you know, the heals were a bit missing. I'm not sure, like, you know, how these roster changes have really affected them too much. I mean, like, Crime not on demo, it just seems like a bit of a strange team, really. I think Boshi wasn't available this season, so that's probably what happened in the end. But yeah, I think they certainly could have had that 3rd spot had things gone a bit differently this season. It's more than likely.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens in the final week. I think Agi in the chat saying that because of the head-to-head, because they did lose to both Failure and inVision, even if they do get 6 points against SCCK, and one of those teams loses, they won't get the 3rd spot, because obviously they've got inferior head-to-head.
Well, we can hope for the major warnings coming through for incorrect editors during a cast for one of the teams, maybe.
That's true.
We'll wait and see.
Anything could happen. But as it is at the moment, SCCK are top of the table, and it's looking like Failure and inVision will be joining them. We do have one more match this week, I believe, which is happening sometime in the weekend. That's the Spy versus Super Dickmans. That's the game to watch for the week. Yeah,
it's the least predictable result in the history of this league.
Oh, it's on a knife edge. It's on a knife edge. We'll see if we'll be able to cast it over here on Critscast. We'll be bringing you action next week as well in week 5, the final week. And the biggest match of that week is surely Failure Esports versus inVision. The winner of that, or at least the one who takes home the most points, will be the one to finish in second place in the playoffs, which does give you a bit of an advantage when picking the maps for that semi-final. I've been CeeJaey, been joined by extrasolar.
We apparently have this weekend, we have the TF Connect 2019 charity stream starting at 19 Central European time.
Is that on Saturday or Sunday extra?
Apparently it's just this weekend. Wiethoofd is not giving me the correct information. Saturday and Sunday, there we
Wow.
go. It's the whole weekend, apparently.
That is a lot of TF2 charity content for us to consume this weekend. That's insane. So maybe we'll have a charity event and a cast. Wow. That's nuts. That's nuts. We'll be back next week. We'll be back at some point, guys. Charity stream this weekend. Maybe a cast. We'll see. I've been CeeJaey, joined by Extra and ArchRhythm. This was inVision versus Kitty. inVision taking it 2 maps to 0. We'll see you next time.
Hi, old beaver! Away!